Barbara 19. Nick Pluys over in the UK's bidding on 20 degrees. And kind of worried that, the weatherman actually might be right for one of the very, very few times. It is, 24 after 10 o'clock and Thursday, September the 7th. Tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and absolutely elated to have everybody joining us this morning. Believe me, if you're a first time viewer, then why not do this? Sub, thumb, you're all over the place there, Barbara. Sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people, much like Jessica Falk coming out of Sweden today, and I've got to give her props. I mean, staying up this late. We're actually in the same day, which is really, really cool. Well, why not subscribe? Become part of the family here at Galaxy. New technology, it's just not stable. It really isn't. I will get there sooner or later, I promise you that. There we go. And bingo, got it. Okay, sorry guys. Now, at the same time, subscribe, become part of the family. Now, we call it the noise here at Galaxy because simply you do have a voice and we hear you, no matter where you are in the world. Believe me, we do hear you and we take notice, we really do. So be part of the noise. In the meantime, today we're going to Sweden. I mentioned that. We're catching up with a young lady by the name of Jessica Falk, and check this out, I don't know why. So that gives us a couple of minutes to get to know each other, Jessica.
Yeah.
Now, which part of Sweden are you in?
Well, I live both up north and in Stockholm.
Okay, so you're in Stockholm right now?
Yes, I am.
Nice. What's the weather like?
Well, today it was like summer, but it's fall here in Sweden actually. But today it was really, really warm and nice.
Okay, it's fall. Okay, because we're in winter as well. We're starting to look at coming into spring. So it's nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know my husband has a lot of relatives in New Zealand. So I've been there 2008.
Okay, which part?
In Greymouth and Christchurch, Church and Wellington.
Why Greymouth? Nobody goes to Greymouth.
No, but he has a cousin there.
Fair enough. I come from Westport. I was brought up in Westport, which is just up the coast from Greymouth. And I started my radio career in Greymouth.
Okay.
So it's all their fault down there in Greymouth. They unleashed me on the world. Sue Barker is watching. Two others. Where is this infamous three others person? We have two others today. Michael Zandowicz is watching. And Marion Peterson also is watching.
Dale Cole.
Dale Cole's in there, and Troy Tipton is also in there. Nice to have everybody on board, believe me. I'm absolutely fascinated with this young lady's... Sorry, what did you say? That, and you are in there as well. Chris Andreas is also in there. Believe me, Jessica, there is going to be a huge amount of people listening to this because we're in every English-speaking country in the world, okay?
I hope they understand me.
I'm sure they will. I'm really sure they will.
I don't know why some people want it fine. I don't know why they're happy when we cry. I don't know why I have so much love inside.
right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today just absolutely elated because I love Jessica Falk and her music. I really, really do. As an engineer, I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to it. I listen to it as an engineer, as a DJ, as a person who sells music, and can't fault Jessica Falk, and believe me, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm getting so tongue-tied, I'm excited. Jessica, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. And first of all, let me say thank you for staying up so late. We were, and believe me, Stockholm, love Stockholm. I spent about a month there touring with another band coming out of Australia once upon a time. So absolutely love that city. I really, really do. Good choice of residence. But you do spend a bit of time in Nashville.
Yes.
That's interesting.
As often as I can.
What takes you on the pilgrimage to Music City?
Well, it started long ago, actually 2004, if I can tell the story behind every song. It was, my mother was, she passed away in the tsunami in the Pacific Ocean, 2004 in Kaulak. And she was only 53, and after that I had a very deep depression, of course, and I played the piano since I was 7 years old, and my mother was always there for me and supported me. So when she passed away, it was like I couldn't play the piano. I was blocked, totally blocked, for 5 years, and I was sitting in the piano bars before her death, and my husband used to ask me, can't you write a song? And I said, no, I don't think I can write songs, but I hadn't tried it. So after 5 years of a big depression, I woke up one day and just felt so bad as the other 5 years. And I was so tired of feeling that way. So I just told my husband, I have to take a walk and start living my life. And I don't know how. And when I came back, I wrote my first song, Let Them Know This Girl's Here to Play. And I took another walk, and then I had 4 songs. And in the 90s, my husband, he was traveling around with an Elvis Presley museum. So he knows a guy, a harmonica player named Charlie McCoy. Do you know him?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, he's a very close friend to me today. And so my husband sent 4 of the songs and to Charlie, and I didn't think he should answer, but he did after about 2 days. And he really liked my melodies and invited me to come over and record. So he was my first producer. So I went there September 2010, and I had a breakfast meeting with Charlie McCoy, and he told me about all his recordings with Elvis Presley, Dolly Parton, Jerry Lee Lewis, everybody, on all hits. And he said, I loved it, but when you are coming to the studio, you're the number one. And I was thinking, this is crazy, this is a dream. I couldn't almost believe it. But I recorded the first album with musicians who made the music history. Chip Young, Bobby Wood, and they just took me in their arms, and they believed in me, my songwriting, my piano playing. And after I recorded my 4 songs, they invited me to record the whole album, because Charlie McCoy said, we love recording with you and we love your melodies. Can't you come back? And I didn't want to regret anything, so I said yes, but I didn't have any songs at that time. But in January 2011, I was back with 6 more songs. So we recorded that, and then I performed with Charlie McCoy and his band. And I started to write music with Bobby Wood. And, you know, he's played on In the Ghetto, Suspicious Minds, Son of a Preacher Man, all hits. And he wrote an email to me, and he wanted to write songs together with me. And so we have written a lot over the years. And on this new upcoming EP, we have a fantastic new ballad called You're the One. And I'm very proud of it.
Absolutely brilliant, Jessica. Now, I got a young lady coming out of Detroit, out of Flat Rock, Detroit. Her name is Rita, and she's asking, as a fan, Jessica, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yeah, yes, always.
How do we get hold of you? Are you on any of those platforms?
I think it's a bad connection. I can't hear you as good as
Okay, now,
I want to.
do we get in touch with you on Facebook or on Twitter?
Yes. Oh, sure, yes. Mostly on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and what do we look for when we go there? Is it Jessica Falk or Jessica Falk Music?
Yes, it's Jessica Falk Official on Instagram and Jessica Falk on Facebook.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, do you have a website and a merch store on there that people can buy product from?
Sure, it's jessicafalk.com.
Brilliant, brilliant, because believe me, there's going to be a lot of people wanting t-shirts, caps, music, all that sort of stuff. You're going to absolutely love it. Got to say hi to Heidi Tan. Nice to have you on board, Heidi. Of course, LA, love LA, really, really do. Dale Cole, yes, we said hi to Dale Cole before. Chris Andreas is in there, and also Joe Levy. We love Joe Levy here at Galaxy. Peter Hoffman, of course, coming out of the band, the Heartland Roots Band, coming out of the UK. And Mark Willardell is in there as well. Joe Hickey coming out of Scotland. Dave Carley's in there. JB Stryker as well. Believe me, absolutely packed house this morning. Very, very cool to have you. Now, Jessica, we opened the show with I Don't Know Why. Can you tell me why I opened the show with that? Tell me a little bit about the lyrics of that track.
Yes, it's about forgiveness. I wrote that together with my friend Vipperman. He's today an original guitar player for Don McLean. And I know they're touring in New Zealand, actually. And he's my friend from the first recording in 2010. And I call him my big brother. We just clicked that day, and we have written many songs over the years, but this song, I Don't Know Why, wrote that 2013. And well, if you listen to the verses, the first verse is about my daughter. She was bullied in her school. It was really, really hard time for me as a mother. Darling girl, my blessing, angel child, you've been hurt by this world so mean and wild. When you're older, I mean, I would always support her, but it was so hard for me, so I had to write a song about it. And it felt like when we cried, everyone was happy. It felt like it was really, really a dark time in my life. And the second verse is about me and my father. And yeah, we haven't had such a good life, father and daughter, but we're quite different. He was very special when I grew up. He was always angry, and I was I was like my mother, filled with love, and I was always afraid of him. And he had a heart surgery many years ago, and then he called me and said, can we meet? Because I have to ask you if you can forgive me all things I have done in your life. That's very big, and I almost couldn't believe what he said to me. But we met, we talked 7 hours, and that's what the second verse is about. Father mine, you only gave me pain. I have things in my heart that I can't explain. Now you come and ask me to forgive. There are tears in your eyes, because I'm saying yes. And the chorus is, I don't know why I have so much love inside. You know, I have always been thinking, people have been saying bad things to me, and I couldn't hate them. It's like I always think, if you give just love, and think good thoughts, it will come back to you. So that's why I want to sing it out. I don't know why I have so much love inside. It really comes from my heart. And I hope to spread love around the world, because it's so important. It's war and people hate each other. And you know, you have such short time in your life, and do something with it. Don't hate.
You know, Jessica,
So that's, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I absolutely 100% agree with you. I do. Bo Gregory is joining us. Alice Walker's also joining us. Nice to have you back, brother man. Willie B. Sober. Say hi to Dwayne Watson for me, won't you, Willie? And absolutely loving Jessica Falk coming out of Stockholm this morning. Now, Jessica, I've really got to ask you, because I actually play this in my car. I want to know about Wide Open. Tell me about this track.
Yeah, that song is from my second album, Just Do It. And I've written a couple of songs together with my producer, Scott Baggett. And yeah, he's one of my best friends today. And yeah, driving down the road, wind in my hair. It's about freedom. And, you know, if you don't have your eyes wide open, you can't see anything. It's like you're blocked, as I was from the start 2004 when my mother passed away. You can't choose what's coming into your life, but you can choose what to do with it. It's experiences. So, yeah, it's really, it sounds easy when I say it. It's not. But that song, it's also supporting you to live your life.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. Alice Walker, he says, beautiful message. And believe me, he's a former police officer. He's a absolute rock star. He really is. We love Alice. And Alice, check this out. Here is Jessica Falk and Wide Open. How you feeling, Jessica? You okay?
Yeah, my English is coming better. You know, my head is sleeping. So sorry about my bad Swinglish.
Swinglish. I love that. Believe me. It's
Yeah,
like...
sorry, but...
Oh, believe me. You're doing perfectly fine. You really are. And...
Maybe it's harder for them to speak Swedish.
believe me, I couldn't even know where to start with that. I really couldn't. I speak English and not good English. Dear. I speak Kiwiana. That's what we call it. Kiwiana.
Oh, Kiwi, yeah, right. It's sometimes it's really hard to understand, but it's like in Tennessee, my friend Bobby Woods from Memphis. So when he talks, it's really hard. I have to listen very carefully because I don't understand.
Believe me,
So I know what you mean.
I've had the same problems throughout the United States. Some parts they go, I saw a dog, right? Other parts they go, I saw a dog, and I'm going, what, in half? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like down south here in Sweden, you can almost understand them. It's really, really hard.
I was in Tennessee, and this guy comes rocking up to me, and he goes, did you bring your chainsaw with you, did you? And I went, what the hell is a with you, did you? He goes, with you, did you? Seriously?
Oh, that was funny.
I don't do chainsaw. No, not in the United States anyway. I got one at my place at home because I live backing onto a farm, so always handy when you got trees and stuff. Oh, we've got about 50 seconds to go. Next one coming up, Jessica, is Just Do It, and you are getting a huge amount of requests for this. You really, really are. Very quickly, how many countries are tuned in?
159.
Nice. 159 countries tuned in right now.
Oh my god.
Galaxy.
Alice Walker says he has a hard time speaking English. He speaks better hillbilly. Yeah. By the way, if you've ever watched the TV series Moonshiners, Tim Tom passed away today. Yeah, very, very sorry to hear that. And our heartfelt sympathies go out to everybody in that particular program. And we do have a few friends that are tied up with that. We really do. Now, right now, and believe me, this is fantastic because we're in Stockholm today talking to Jessica Falk, and believe me, I absolutely love Lemo. Okay, fair enough. Love Jessica Falk and all of her music. Now, 20 plus trips to Nashville from Stockholm. Does hubby own an oil rig or something? That must be very expensive.
Yeah, maybe, but it makes me happy.
Absolutely understand that. I really do. Yeah, believe me. Happy
People
wife.
buy new cars, they buy houses and everything, and I buy trips over to Nashville. It makes me happy.
I like that. I really, really do. And believe me, yeah, Music City. Now, you've worked with people who not only have been in the Grand Ole Opry, but been in the legendary, Hall of Fames and everything like that. And I absolutely just got to ask you, Garth Brooks, what's he like as a person?
Oh, he's a very, very nice person. Very, very nice. And I met him 2014 when I recorded my second album. Wide Open was from that album. And my friend Bobby Wood, the piano player for Elvis, is also a piano player for Garth Brooks and also a songwriter for him. And he recorded my first album, and then he went over the streets to record with Garth Brooks. And Bobby invited me to come and meet him, Garth Brooks, in person. And that was really awesome. My daughter was with me and my husband. And he showed us his studio. So he was recording a new album. And they didn't know anything about it, but I knew. That was really cool. It was a special moment in my life.
Now, I got to ask you, how did you meet up with Jonathan Cain?
Oh, when I was sitting in the piano bars, I was always playing the famous songs, and Don't Stop Believing. And when I started to work together with my newest producer, Scott Baggett, he asked me where I want to record. And I said, I want to have a very, very good studio. And he said, I know a friend, David Kalmatsky. He's working together with Jonathan Cain. And David, he is also a producer for Keith Urban and works for Carrie Underwood and very famous people. And so Scott asked me if I wanted to record at Addiction Studios in Berry Hill in Nashville. And I said, wow, is that possible? And he said, yeah, it is. They have invited you to record there. And I was thinking, am I dreaming again? so we went to the studio and we had recorded 4 songs. And I said to Scott, wow, do you think there's a chance that I can meet Jonathan Cain? Well, there is a little chance, but I don't think you're going to meet him today because mostly he's out of town. And they went for lunch and I was sitting there in the studio, called back home. And then came in a couple of people and they were listening to music and they didn't see me. And then he turned around and looked at me. Do you like it? He said to me. And I was thinking, God, it's him. It's really him. It's Jonathan Cain. and I said, well, yes, I love the new music. And we took a selfie and he was laughing. And he said, good luck with your recording. And then the journey, the sessions that they went out to the grand piano. And the same piano I was playing on. And then I heard he started to play Don't Stop Believin'. And I called my husband in Sweden and said, do you hear this? Do you hear this? Yes, it's Don't Stop Believin'. Yeah, but it's live now with Jonathan Cain in this studio. So that was really, really cool. Really, really cool. And I will tell all these stories in my upcoming book next year.
When are you releasing the book? Because this now has got me interested, and I've got to ask you, Jessica, would you send a signed copy to me?
Sure, I will, but it's in Swedish, but I have to translate it to English, of course.
Please, my Swedish is absolutely null and void. I don't understand a word of it. So believe me, if you send me a copy of that, I'll never get to read it. But if it's in English, Jessica, I'd be very, very honoured to be able to read your book and get to know more about you. You really do intrigue me. And I've got to be honest with you. You see, I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world. I've travelled with some of the biggest bands in the world. I've worked in some of the most prestigious recording studios in the world as well. And I've also, not only being a recording engineer, but a front of house engineer as well. I've pretty much put my hand to pretty much everything. And when I first heard your music, I wanted to know more, because seriously, getting an interview here, getting played on Galaxy is almost impossible. The crew get about 200 submissions a day, and we can only put so many in during a week, you know what I mean? So believe me, it's got to be vicious. Only the best of the best play here at Galaxy, and then only the better ones of those get the interview. I do have something I do want to talk to you about very, very shortly. Maybe, just maybe, you'd be very interested in this as well. But first of all, I got to ask you, just do it. Is this something that scares you every day? Because I am a big believer, literally, on grabbing life by the absolute throat and going, just do it. You need to scare each other. Keep yourself alive. Is this what it's about?
Well, it's about many things, because I was scared to death when I went to Nashville from the first time, when I told you about. I was really, really scared what they should think about me as a musician, songwriter. I was so scared to death. But I was looking in the mirror that day and said to myself, don't think, just do it. Because they're going to feel it otherwise if you're scared. So just do it. You have played piano in your whole life. Just do it. And it's your songs. And, well, do it. And I did. And they loved it. But it was also about, the first verse I sing, age is just a number as long as you groove it. So it's about age, because in the music business in Sweden, it's you should be 16, 17. You should have size 0, you know, all about that. And I was 35 when I went to Nashville for the first time. And one of the musicians was Leah Jane Berinati. She had a singer group called the Leah Jane Singers, and they recorded the background vocals around all hits, Billy Swan's I Can Help, all Dolly Parton's songs, and she has perfect pitch. And when I met her the first time, she looked at me and said, I love your melodies. What are you going to do with all these great songs? And scared Jessica said, I don't know. I think I'm too old. And I was looking at her, and she was about 67. And I was thinking, what did I just say? Stupid. You're going to throw me out. And she looked at me and said, don't you ever say that again. Age is just a number. And it was just like a slap in the face. And I'm so grateful for that she said those words, because age is really a number. You know, you don't stop playing because you're old. You're getting old if you just stop playing, you know, doing things that you like. So it's really, really, this song is really important. Kick off your shoes, dance on the table. You know, as I told you in the beginning of the interview, I want to push people to live their lives. Come on, you have this day. You don't know anything about tomorrow. So do something good for you.
Absolutely love that. And Alice, by the way, it has been a rough week this week in the music world, not only losing Jimmy Buffett, but also Gary Wright, who used to sing Dreamweaver, if you remember as well. So let's live life. Let's join Jessica Falk here at Galaxy and just do it. How are you feeling, Jessica? You okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling warmer now.
Nice. We have 2 to go, Little Love, and then we're going to do Survivors. Apparently this one has yet to be released.
Yeah.
Is it okay to play?
Next Friday.
Okay.
September 15th.
All right. Is it okay to play on air?
Yeah, do it.
Nice.
Do it.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. I love it. I hope people are gonna love it, because that is also a very important song.
Very, very cool. Now, when we finish this interview, Jessica, don't go anywhere just yet, because the crew will be taking photos of you. Barbara's going to make everything into a movie for you, and you'll get a copy. You'll get a copy of everything we do. I promise you that. You really will. When you get the movie, I usually tell people, don't show it to family and friends. They'll automatically love it because it's you, right? Show it to people you don't. Show it to people you don't like.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hell of a boast.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a hell of a boast. But usually 9 times out of 10, and I've got to be honest with you, those people will get in touch with us here going, hey, I've got a band. Puts a bit of fire under their tushies, their tuchus, gets them going. How many cities in Trinity?
3,249.
3,249 cities, 3,250.
Yeah.
3,250 cities.
Cities. Oh my God.
Oh, hey, wait until we finish this and I will give you the number that you really want is how many people were tuned in listening on the internet, okay?
Yeah.
I promise you'll be surprised.
Well, I'm so grateful. Thank you for playing my music. It's really, I'm so grateful.
Jessica, I can't seem to find myself getting through a breakfast show without playing your music.
That's awesome.
Jessica, there's a young lady by the name of Marika coming out of Mont Blanc in France, and she's asking, as a young artist, an aspiring artist, wanting to get to the levels that you've got to, what's the one piece of advice you can give me?
Be yourself and believe in you. If you believe in you, everybody is going to believe it.
Brilliant, brilliant. And believe me, young lady, you will be in touch with me when you get to the level that Jessica is, and I trust that you will get there. Just practice, 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 and when you give up on practice, practice again. Believe me, it will happen for you. All right? Believe in yourself, absolutely. And don't let other people get inside your head. It's all about you, okay? And I believe in you myself. There you go. Now, having said that, I've got to ask you, did you always want to be an artist?
No, I have never dreamed about it, actually. I love playing the piano. So I played the piano, classical piano from the start. I did lots of concerts over the years. But after a while, it wasn't that funny anymore. And I wanted to meet people in the music, talk about music. So that's why I went to the piano bars and was sitting there for 10 years. And when they asked for a song, I always asked them, do you have a memory for this song, or can you tell me the story or something? And they did. And I wrote a couple of songs about the stories. And it was so nice to meet people and sing for them. I loved it. I really loved it. And it was a very good school, sitting there and performing 8 days and 5 hours every day, just rolling all kind of music. It was really, really hard, but always I'm grateful for the time in my life.
You know, I absolutely envy you because as an engineer, now this is what caught my attention straight away, is how comfortable you are singing. Now, me, myself, I don't sing. In fact, I wouldn't do that to human beings of any kind, to be very honest with you. Literally, well, I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me. You know what I mean?
No.
Really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that to people, but I envy people like yourself that are very comfortable at singing. Now, when did you start honing your craft as a singer?
Oh, it was late, because I was carrying so much from my history, so I couldn't sing. So that's why I played the piano from the start. But I started to sing when I was around 23, and then I was playing in restaurants, just classical instrumental things. And then some people asked me, can't you sing something, Beatles or... And I said, well, I can try. And they say, wow, that's awesome, can't you sing another? And then I started to build up the piano bars, and it took years to find myself and feel comfortable and confident about my singing. So the new EP it's really, really me, heart and soul, in and out. So it took years, but it was worth waiting for.
Now, I got to ask you, Jessica, do you have a T-shirt with your brand on it?
No, I haven't.
But when you do get a T-shirt with your brand on it, maybe, just maybe, you might remember this guy down here in the Antipodes in New Zealand, because he'd be very honoured to be able to promote you while he's doing these videos around the world. Literally, today I'm wearing Jorg, a good friend of ours coming out of Germany. Love Jorg, it's Jorg's world, it really is. So it would be, you know, subliminal as we are doing these interviews with people. People literally are on the interwebby thing, finding out who I'm wearing and then go and buy t-shirts, products, stuff like that. So next time you do consider getting your brand on a t-shirt, please remember this K-Way
Yes.
down in New Zealand. That would be very, very honoured to be able to support and be with your brand. Really, really would. Now, having said that, I do have an idea, and I want to talk to you once we finish this about a little bit of promotion that we can put you in that you may be very interested in. Literally, you may be. But believe me, I want to know about Little Love.
Oh, everybody needs a little love, right?
Absolutely.
You know,
Now, where did you come up with this?
I wrote that together with my friend Jen Bostic. And she had a hit called Jealous of the Angels. And she wrote that after her father passed away. And I went to the Grand Ole Opry 2013, and I didn't know what kind of artist who was performing that night. But she came in and was playing the grand piano and sang that song, and I was thinking, she's doing exactly the same that I do here in Sweden, tell my life story and playing my songs. So after that concert, I wrote to her and asked her if she wanted to write songs together with me. And I told her a little bit about my cooperations with musicians in Nashville. And she said yes. So first we wrote a song called Make a Change, and that was also recorded as a duet with my daughter. And then we wrote Little Love. And, you know, every song has its own story. And it was, it was 2016. And I had a very, I had a stalker. She was really, really a bad stalker. And we talked about why people are so full of hate, Jen Bostic and I. And I said, well, maybe she didn't get so much love when she grew up. I think everybody needs a little love. And Jen said, I love that. We have to write a chorus about it. So that's why we're singing, everybody needs a little love, you know, dance in the rain instead of waiting for the sun.
Well, Jessica,
It's all about that.
I got to let you know, this is your most requested song, and I'm finding it very, very hard getting through a breakfast show without playing a little love. Currently, you have 1,372 requests, and I know it's going to go through the roof tomorrow morning. Again, it really, really will be. I look forward to seeing it, actually, on the breakfast show. So, joining me live is Jessica Falk out of Stockholm. Here is a little love. Ooh, gosh, it's hot in here. Have we got Kiwi
Wow,
air
that's
conditioning?
awesome.
It's only 15 degrees and you're hot.
I am hot, and well, all the computers and everything as well. You know what I mean? It is very warm. I'm not looking forward to summertime. Woof. Oh gosh, you're at it again.
Oh, yeah, just
Yeah.
I don't know well.
Yeah, right.
You're such nice people. Thank you for doing this. So kind of you.
Jessica, as I said to you, we
we
only
like
play the
doing.
best in the world, and you're right there. You are. And
Thank
it's
you.
an absolute pleasure. I've been playing your music now for a number of weeks, and I have so looked forward to meeting you. I really, really have. So,
Oh, I would love to make a tour in New Zealand.
well, we would love to have you here. Believe me. Barbara runs an entertainment company that works with bands that come into the country as far as touring and stuff like that. So if you get a chance to come down this way, please include us. We would love to be able to put you on New Zealand stages. We really would.
Well, I would come directly, just right away. You know, if we have such a big family there, so they would love it. They asked about, wow, who's playing you in New Zealand? And are you coming to make shows here? And I said, I don't know. I have to have a booking agent. there.
Okay.
So,
All right. We'll talk to Barbara. She'll help you out with that. I tell you what, just not in November. Unfortunately, we're not going to be in New Zealand in November. Unfortunately.
No, well,
Barbara and I are going touring somewhere in the world. I'll tell you about that.
to Sweden, maybe.
Close, but no cigar. No, a little warmer than that, unfortunately. Literally. I'll tell you about it afterwards. It's a bit of a secret at the moment, but believe me, it's very, very interesting. And it does have something to do with what I want to talk to you about when we finish. Survivors is next, and I'm looking forward to releasing this because I've only heard it early this morning. I heard it about 1 o'clock this morning, so believe me, I'm absolutely loving it too, by the way. And we've only played it once because we had to make sure it worked. Okay.
Everybody needs a little
It's one of those earworm things. I've lost my mic. Dear oh dear. Maybe not, maybe not. Don't know what's happening. Oh dear. Never mind. I think we're going to have a few issues with the microphone. Try that. Thank you. It died out there. Everybody needs a little love. It's one of those earworm kind of songs. It really, really is. It just gets in. And I do play it in my car, I've got to be honest. I usually get to work about 10:30 at night and, you know, travelling to work. Need something inspirational, and believe me, a little love is just that. Having said that, talking of inspiration, when I got in this morning, my boys in production they were excited because, believe me, they know how humbled I am to be talking to Jessica Falk this morning. So they were very, very proud to say, we have a brand new track and it hasn't been released to the world yet. So basically what the guys were saying is, Jessica, this is a worldwide premiere right now.
Sorry, it did click. Sorry.
This is a worldwide premiere right now.
Yes, yes.
So you better give us the skinny on this. Give me the scoop. Tell me about Survivors.
Well, I want to inspire people again to live their lives. You know, I can read a little bit of it. Living, I know that it gets hard, but never give in. And once you find the strength to start, and then you will see a survivor you were born to be. We are strong enough to make it through the night. Life goes on and on for those of us who choose to see the light. We are all survivors in this life.
That is very, very cool. I want you to give me a title of your new EP coming out as well. Will you give me a shout out? What's the title for that?
Survivors.
There you go. Absolutely. Here at Galaxy, for the very first time, heard around the world, is Jessica Falk coming out of Stockholm and brand spanking new Survivors. How you feeling there, Jessica? You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Did I do okay? Okay?
You're doing perfectly fine. I've got one or two more questions to go, then we will wrap it up on air here. But as I say,
Okay.
don't go anywhere because everybody's going to rush the screens now and want to take pictures of you. You'll get some backstage photos and stuff like that as well. Have you ever been a cartoon before?
What's that? In
Have you ever been a cartoon before?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Sorry, you're going to be now. Well,
Okay, exciting.
yeah, believe me, it's one of the few things that makes me look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I got the perfect face for radio, right? Honestly. But Barbara does such a wonderful job with these movies, and you will get the movie. But she also does a couple of pictures and stuff like that in cartoon form. And
Oh.
I like them.
Yeah, I've seen that on Facebook.
Yes, it turns a scary guy not so scary, right?
No, they're fine.
We have a Beauty and the Beast thing going on, Barbara and I. Well, we do. And you can
That's
figure out. Yeah, well, you know, folks, honestly, you can figure out which one's the beast, right? Yeah, literally. Oh, thanks for that. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Did you realise that Beauty and the Beast, the lady was actually the beast at the end of the day? Yeah. She really was, too. She beat the living tushy out of that guy. Oh, how's your water? Are you okay for your water?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. I think it's vodka.
It's not vodka.
Sprung.
But it could have been.
It could have been. Could have been. I got a friend of mine coming out of Norway that has his own brand of vodka. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Let me just turn this up just a fraction. There we go, much better. And today we're in Stockholm talking to Jessica Falk. Now, I'm very, very humbled to meet Jessica and I feel very, very comfortable. So I've got to ask you, Jessica, anything new coming out in the near future?
Yeah, well, next Friday, September 15th, it's the release for Survivors, the EP. And it's going to be one music video for each song. So it's coming in this fall. And next year, my book is coming out about my life and all the stories from Nashville and with my cooperation with the musicians and songwriters.
Now, Jessica, how do we get a copy? Where do we go to be able to purchase one of those?
Of course, I will send one to you.
Well, you know, for me, but what about the wonderful people that listen to us around the world? How do we get a copy of it for them?
Well, I think it's going to be released in April, and I really, really hope it's going to be translated to English.
Yeah, me too.
At first, it's going to be in Swedish, so maybe next fall it's going to be in English.
Well, I tell you what, I will absolutely wait with bated breath for an English copy of that. Believe me, I'm very, very interested in finding out all about Jessica Falk, and of course she is now a Galaxy artist. And I've got to welcome you into the family here at Galaxy. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Now, I've got to ask, will you come back again?
Oh yes, I would love to. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, Jessica. It really, really is. Are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook?
Yes.
You are? all I can say there, Jessica, is use it, use it, use it, use it. Did I mention use it? Use it. And believe me, there are so many people that go and have a look in there, and the more times they get to see you, if it's a new video, new song, new label, going to the opening of a shoebox, I really don't care. Just keep using it, because the more times you use it, the more people that get to see who you are, the more times they want to know more about you, want to find out about your music, and you never know where that might transpire to. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, thanks for telling me. Yeah, I will do that.
Please do that, and believe me, Barbara is one of the monitors of that. I'm sure she'll pass that through pretty quickly for you. Now, having said that, we do have to wrap this up very, very quickly. We do have another interview going to Chicago very, very shortly. But Jessica, thank you so much for staying up so late over there in Stockholm. It's so much of a pleasure to meet you, and we'd love to have you back again. But please don't go anywhere just yet, because I do have something I want to talk to you about, and at the same time the staff are going to rush the monitors and take photos. So hang right in there. But in the meantime, folks, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing Jessica Falk to the platform of Galaxy on Facebook Live, and looking forward to having you join us with Jimmy Saar very, very shortly out of Illinois, Chicago really, right here at Galaxy. See you then. He is a good friend.
Galaxy.